Hey guys, thanks for tuning in, and today I'll be showing you how I basically make a fixed eye on this 764-inch Dyneema. I basically got some new line and I thought I'd make a new set of suspensions for my hammock. So this video will be catering to the newbies or people who are just attempting to get into splicing. Don't be intimidated, it's not hard. The first time I did it, I was making a continuous ridge line on 1.8mm braided line, and it was fun. You don't need a lot of things, so this is just a line. You can buy Dyneema braided line from a lot of places nowadays. Online, Dutch sells them, I think Ripstop by the Roll sells them if I'm not mistaken. So what you would need, the simplest thing would be a number 2 guitar string. Is basically the thickest solid wire string that you can get, not the wrapped type. You need, this is basically, well, I'll show you later. Then you need something to cut with, a good pair of scissors or a nice sharp knife. A hobby knife works very well. And you need something to separate the fibers. I have this pointy pair of tweezers lying around, so I generally use this. It's nice and pointy. You can use a pen even, a sharp pencil, and of course you need a pen to mark it. So the theory behind a locked Brummel fixed eye loop is that you need to know first the size of your eye that you want to go for, and I'm going for 3 inches. So if it is 3 inches, naturally, okay, sorry, these are 2-inch grid lines here. So basically, if you want 3 inches, naturally you need 6 inches of line, and you need to bury 2 feet lengths of line into the main body of the line. So a fit is basically 21 diameters of the line. Since this is 764 inch, which is 0.109 inches, that works out to just over 4.5 inches of bury. So something like that. And then you would lose a 1/4 inch to the Brummel lock, and you would need another 1/2 inch for the taper. So that altogether works into a 11.25 inches of line. So the first thing you would do is measure out your total, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.25. It's not an exact science, you don't have to be super exact. Okay, so this first mark is really important. This is where your Brummel lock will go. So then you measure your eye, so it's going to be here. So it's going to be, well, 6 inches, right? So that's here. And then after that, everything is more or less, it'll sort itself out. So the first thing you do, this is the standard way that you do it. If you do this, if you just open this up like this, it'll start to look like a basket, and you will be able to see through the line. So what you're trying to go for is basically equal number of braids on either side. So I can see a hole here, and I'm just gonna get it through. Try not to split the main fibers. This is a 12 braid, so don't try not to split the braids, because the braids are made out of individual fibers. So just open that up a little bit, and honestly speaking, you can just treadle it through. It's that easy. See, it comes through. So then you get it to your marker, which is here. So you split it on the first line, and now you've got your second marker here. And if you just measure it out, you want to be sure. Yep, that's basically 3 inches thereabouts. So you pull this marker past the part where you treadle it through, and then you split this. And this too, look for a hole, and once you see through it, just wiggle your splitting tool. The right tool for this is to use an awl, an AWL, and that's basically a conical piece of metal, I guess. And then the thing is, if you're running a suspension, this is going to be super long. I'm running 12 feet of suspension here. So You could thread it through. The simple way to do it is use this and pull through. That's what a lot of people will use, the wire. Or there's something else called a latch hook. So you can see here, this is a latch which closes it and allows you to pull through. But what I found is easier, maybe. Come on. These are self-locking surgical tweezers. You can buy them online for real cheap. So yeah, so now you have got to, I've already separated it out, so I'm just gonna pinch this and pull that through, and it comes through nice and easy. Then you can just let go, and now you have to pull all 12 feet or however long your rope is through your eye. Well, it's not hard, can be done, but yep. So now you have a figure 8 of sorts, and you can tighten this up. So now this is your Brummel lock. This is where you lose your 1/4 inch or so, and you can see actually you could have compensated to 1/2 inch. I've lost about 1/4 here actually, so now I'm like 2.5, yeah. Anyway, so tighten it up nice and tight, and then this is where you're going to bury it. This is important because this acts like the finger trap, that thing that you put it in, and then when you pull it, it gets even tighter. So this lock Brummel takes a little bit of load. It actually stops the rope from moving once you've pulled it in. But a lot of the load is actually on this part where the berry, where when you pull it, it actually constricts on this line, the berry, and takes most of the load. Okay, so now that you've got this here, you're going to bury this into your main line, the body of it, and what's easier is actually you can taper a little bit. So this is where you start to remove a few fibers, bit by bit. Use this, just take it apart. Alright, and cut some all the way back. This is where a sharp knife comes in real handy. Cut some all the way back. Cut some part of the way back. And whoa, don't get away. And cut some a little bit forward. So basically you're just creating a stagger. And you can even cut it at a bit of an angle to give it even more stagger. So you're done there. So you're left with a tail which gets thinner and thinner and thinner here. Right? So now, what you can do is go down about 30% longer, because as this thing gets fat you need more line. And you can put in your, tell you what, this is a, oh shucks, let's flip this around. Okay, I need to Alright, never mind. Since I've started using this, I'll show you on the next one to use just the piano wire. That's the cheapest and easiest one, which a lot of people will start with, which I also started with. Okay, so get in as close as you can. So I see an opening somewhere here. This is not bad. Alright. This here, catch it, flip the latch across. Work, flip the latch across, catch all that fiber, pull it in, and slowly work it through. Alright, slowly work it through. There you go. Once you go in, normally it comes through. Stack it, make it nice and fat. Pull it all the way through. Pull it all the way out. And tuck it in nicely here. And then they call it milking it. Pull it. And you'll notice this will slowly go inside. Just straighten out all your taper. Make sure this is nice and tight. And milk it down and it will disappear into the line. And you can see a nice taper here. And now this is permanently locked. And it will take load. No problem. So this is one way to make a spliced eye with a Brummel lock. So now that we've got this on this end, right, and let's say I want to make another eye on this side, which I do. So method is the same. Once again, 11 and a quarter. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 and some. No, let's now use a smaller eye. Let's say I'm only going for, rather than a 3-inch, I'm going for a 2-inch eye. So that would mean I am taking off 2 inches. So that would mean it is 9 and a quarter. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 and some. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 and some. Alright. We're about here. So this is where we work backwards now. So I'm making a 2-inch and sorry, this 4 inches and start here. Alright, so your first step is still the same. You have your first mark, second mark, so this will make your eye. So you try and open it up, look for a hole. Yep, I see a hole. Take your splitting tool, whatever it may be, pen, pencil, sharp tweezer, hair clip even, anything works. Okay, got it. If it seems equal on both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So basically I'm counting the number of braids. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So that's how you see it's equal. Open it up nice and fat. And then pass through your line. Well, okay, this is already puffing up a little bit here, so get whatever tool you have. Mine's my favorite little surgical tweezer thingy. Pinch, pull. I think I bought this for like, I don't know, I want to say like $3 or $4, less than $5 on AliExpress. Okay, so now you get this. And then you pull this way past. So basically this is the same thing. You have your first marker here, your second marker here. Once again you open it up. And this time you have to open it up proper big, because you're not going to pull a line through it, though you could. You're actually going to pull this eye through it. So this is good for systems where the other end of your line is fixed even. So just go here, pinch. The other reason why I started using this is because FIDS, that actual tool that you use for splicing, is actually quite pricey. So if you can see, this is here. This line is here, and you're going into your, actually pulling the eye into this. Alright, and now we've got a little flower here, but if you pull this through, you can see that this is going to twist. It's going to go over itself here. See? You can see the knot here? Well, I would say the kink. So you can already see that you've got a Brummel here, but you've got a Brummel with a kink. So this kink here, you have to get it out. So what you have to do is go from the top, pinch this, find a way to grip it, and pull it out. So now you're going to pull out the kink. See? So now you've got a straight line again, and without pulling the entire length of, in this case 12 feet through it, you've managed to make yourself a Brummel this time. Right? And now once again you have your 4.5 inch berry, or nearly 5, yeah, inclusive of the taper. So once again, separate. Okay, so this time around I'm just going to show you how I use piano wire, what I started with, and did the majority of my splicing with. I got this latch hook much later. So once again, start with this, go down 30% roughly, open it up. This is not too important, but still keep it. So you want the fold to be at the top, right? Somewhere here, go up with the fold, so I'll say 30%, somewhere here, no, here, right, open it up, treadle it in, make sure it stays down the middle of the line, and once again, keep going all the way to the top, come out on the correct side. Oops, see, you poked out on the wrong side. You want to come up right below the tail, or the tag in, so look for an opening. I see an opening. That'll do. Right, so now basically what you do is you find a way to just split this open, open it big, so it opens like this, treadle your in through it and pull it all the way to the top, and it'll pinch. Now that it is pinching, it's actually quite secure, maybe even more secure. I would say more secure than the latch hook. The only difference is with the latch hook you can twist it more easily because there's a rigidity in it. Chris, what is wrong with you? Yep, so get it nice and even, maybe about halfway through the taper, and slowly pull it in. Slowly just stack it up and massage it in until you get it coming through. And like I mentioned, stack it up again like before. Pull it in all the way until it comes through the other end, and once it's here you can just like pull it off like that. It's actually really good stuff. This is the original number 2 wire which I've been using since day one. It really lasts. And so now, as before, just make sure it goes in all the way to the top. Everything is buried, comes out this end nice and straight, and then just milk it. Of course, make sure your Brummel is nice and solid, and then just milk it down, and your tail will disappear into the main body of the line, and there you go. 2 inch or just under 2 inch eye. And what am I making this for, you may ask? It is basically for it's basically for these. These are 1 inch wide Dyneema tree huggers, which I just wanted to try on. So basically I just have to, well, there's no two ways about this. I gotta pull it all the way through and square it up. There we go. So you may ask why I actually made a loop on the other end of this line. No real reason. It's normally what they'll do is a buried tail on this side, but I don't know, I think a line with a loop on both ends is more useful than a line without a loop on both ends. And I will probably not use it until this last few inches, so I think this is actually just for fun, I guess, and so I could demonstrate both methods. So yeah, I can't wait to get out. Pandemic's still raging on where I am now. No fun. Even the outdoors is busy when the the travel ban is lifted. But for now, yeah, we just gotta live with it, and once things are better, I'll bring you out and show you how these things are working. Well, guys, thanks for watching. It's been a long video. I hope you've learned something. If you have any clarifications which you need to make or unsure about some of the steps, drop me a line. I'll be happy to clarify anything with you. I know it looks a little bit daunting at the start, but give it a shot and you'll get a hang of it fairly quick. I'm not the best guy at doing all these things, and yet I'm still reasonably okay with it. So yeah, give it a shot, get some line. The worst you can do is bugger it up, and you'll just have to cut off this little bit and you can continue with the rest of it. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.